Tell me, how many videos have you watched related to self-improvement routines? And how many have you genuinely followed? No, don't avoid this question, bro. I want you to reflect on this right now because it's important. Before you click off this video, let's imagine something quick. Close your eyes for a second. Actually, do this. I'll wait. Let's say you're a normal guy. You spend most of your time on the internet playing video games, jacking off and watching self-improvement videos. You don't understand why you can't take action, why you want to earn more money or study hard, but you simply can't. You can only seem to do things that give instant pleasure. Now imagine a different version of yourself, a version that delays gratification, that doesn't indulge in the bad habits of normal people. Unlike most people who waste hours watching corn, how to get rich quick videos, playing video games, and scrolling non-stop until they get dizzy, you are able to sit at your desk with a burning desire to accomplish something with full focus. And because of that focus, because of that discipline, you're able to achieve your wildest goals, growing a business, earning serious money, studying like a beast, or building your dream body. That version of you isn't fantasy, it's completely possible. And the gap between who you are now and who you could be, it's smaller than you think. So let's finally talk about the first thing which you actually need to do in the morning. All right, listen very carefully. Every other self-improvement guru on this platform is going to tell you to wake up at 5 a.m., take a cold shower, hit the gym for 2 hours, journal your feelings like you're writing a diary to your future wife. That's absolutely unrealistic for most people. You don't have unlimited time, especially if you're busting your ass working 2 to 3 jobs trying to make actual money instead of living off your parents' credit card. You're not some trust fund kid who can afford a 4-hour morning routine. You're grinding, studying, working, trying to build something real, while these other YouTubers are selling you fantasy routines that only work if you have a personal chef and 0 responsibilities. So here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to hack your dopamine system in the first 60 minutes of your day, and it's going to change everything about how your brain works. The first thing you look at in the morning literally programs your entire day. If you wake up and immediately grab your phone like some crack addict reaching for their pipe, you're telling your brain, hey, I need external stimulation to feel alive. Your brain goes, oh, we're not strong enough to generate our own motivation? Cool. Let me just wait for TikTok to tell us what to feel today. From this moment forward, your phone stays in airplane mode until you complete one meaningful task. Not 5 tasks, not some impossible morning routine. One task that moves you closer to your goals. Let's understand the science behind this and why it actually works. Let's talk about dopamine, since most of you think it's just some feel-good chemical. Dopamine isn't about pleasure. It's about anticipation. It's the chemical that makes you reach for your phone expecting something good, then leaves you feeling empty when you get nothing but the same recycled memes and fake lifestyle posts. Here's what happens in your brain when you wake up and immediately check your phone. You get a tiny hit of dopamine from notifications, but then your baseline drops lower than it was before. So now you need more stimulation just to feel normal. It's like being in dopamine debt before you even get out of bed. But when you delay that gratification, when you force your brain to find satisfaction from actual productive work, your baseline starts rising. Suddenly, real work becomes rewarding instead of painful. So let's break this in 3 phases. Phase 1, the setup. Do this tonight. Put your phone in another room, or if you live in a shoebox apartment, put it across the room where you have to physically get up to reach it. Set an actual alarm clock. Yeah, they still make those. Write down one task you're going to do tomorrow morning before touching your phone. Phase 2, the morning execution. Wake up. Don't reach for your phone. I know your hand is twitching like a junkie, but resist that urge for exactly 90 seconds. Just keep telling yourself, I can overcome this. I control my life, not some multi-billion-dollar company. Now here's where it gets interesting. You will experience an uncomfortable feeling. That's your dopamine system, realizing it's not in control anymore. Sit with that discomfort. It's not going to harm you. Phase 3, the one task rule. Pick your one task. It could be writing 1,000 words for that business idea you keep talking about but never starting, studying for 50 minutes without any distractions, working on that side hustle that's going to get you out of your parents' house. The task doesn't have to be massive. It just has to be yours. Something that builds your future instead of consuming someone else's content. But bro, I'm a student. I need to check my phone for important stuff. No, you need to check your phone because you're addicted to the validation hits. Your professors aren't texting you life or death information at 6 a.m. Your study group isn't having emergency meetings in your DMs. Your attention is literally your earning potential. Every minute you spend mindlessly scrolling is a minute you're not building skills, not networking, not creating value. Rich people have the same 24 hours you do. The difference is, they don't start their day by handing their attention over to an algorithm designed to keep them poor and distracted. When you follow this, you're essentially doing what successful people do. You're taking control of your mental real estate before anyone else can claim it. That morning task you're doing, make it money focused. focused. Research business opportunities. Learn high-income skills, coding, sales, marketing. Work on your side hustle. Study strategies that actually build wealth. After 1 week, notice how different your energy feels. Let's talk about the second part of the video. Alright, so you've kept your phone hostage and completed your morning task. You're feeling pretty good about yourself, right? Well, don't get too comfortable, because most people fuck up right here. They think they've won the day just because they did one productive thing. Then they spend the rest of their day on autopilot, making the same stupid decisions that keep them broke and mediocre. I want you to do one thing right now. Ask yourself this question. How many days have you lived that you'd be embarrassed to repeat if someone was watching? No, pause the video and comment down the number. Don't watch this video like a mindless bot. Take a small action. Every morning after you complete your one big task, you're going to ask yourself 3 questions that most people are too scared to answer honestly. If I died tonight, would today matter? What would I regret not doing today? Am I living or just surviving? Write the answers down. Don't just think about them, physically write them. Your brain treats written words differently than thoughts floating around your head. Most of you are going to realize you've been surviving, not living. You've been going through the motions like some NPC character in someone else's game. See, I know a guy who asked himself these questions for 30 days straight. By day 15, he quit his soul-crushing job and started working on his own business. Not because he had some perfect plan, but because he couldn't stand looking himself in the mirror knowing he was wasting his life for a paycheck that barely covered his expenses. And that guy was me. Here's something that's gonna sound weird but works like magic. Spend 10 minutes imagining your future successful self giving you advice. Not some fantasy version where you're a billionaire with yachts. I'm talking about the version of you that's actually living the life you want, making good money, in shape, confident, respected. What would that person tell you to focus on today? What would they tell you to stop doing immediately? When you have these conversations with your future self, your subconscious starts treating that advice like wisdom from someone you actually trust. Before you go to bed, ask yourself, did I act like the person I'm becoming today? Rate yourself 1 to 10. No bullshit. No participation trophies. If you spent 6 hours scrolling TikTok, you get a 2. If you worked on your goals and stayed disciplined, you get an 8 or 9. Create this rating system according to you. Your subconscious is always watching, always adjusting your self-image based on your actions. When you consistently rate yourself honestly, your brain starts course-correcting automatically. Every single day, remove one thing that wastes your mental energy. Lay out your clothes the night before. Meal prep on Sunday. Automate one stupid decision. You think successful people wake up every morning deciding what to wear? Hell no. They've eliminated micro-decisions, so their mental energy goes toward making money, not choosing between 2 identical black t-shirts. Small friction creates massive resistance over time. Every tiny decision you have to make is stealing energy from decisions that could actually change your life. Look, if you're still watching this video, you're already ahead of 90% of people who clicked away after the first 2 minutes. But watching doesn't change anything. Implementation does. Try this system for 1 week. If it doesn't make you more focused and intentional with your time, come back and roast me in the comments. But if it works, and it will, subscribe and share this with someone who needs to stop wasting their potential. Your future self is either going to thank you or hate you for what you do today. Bye.